one chance, I swear, I go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, them they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect it bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Kiwe wesu garani orianja nine oria nine nke purita kwa samado dendo nihi no bu na ngi bonye na agwo oria anyi we na akpoku gi onwe gi busumele nke ndi aga kiwe mere anyi ebere ka akwa nke anyi na ebe ku de nke anyi na asu we bia ni rogi kiwe meka Biafra we guzosi ike ka anyi we ni petamasu nya ha so go tutana sopro na ejamma site na ebige bi maro na ebige bi ise mama deregi Chineke. Mama deregi Chineke.
I want you people to understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very evening program. Happy Sunday, every one of you that have been able to connect to us. I wish you a very happy Sunday. It is Sunday, another Sunday to remember. We are here once again, as we always do, to speak on issues that concerns the Biafran people. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining us from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Russia, from China, you're joining us from Israel. Any place you are connecting us from, either you are watching on TikTok or you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube where I'm hosting the program, I welcome every one of you and I appreciate you for being part of this very program. We have come as we always do, and we will continue to spread this gospel and message and make sure that we speak when we have to speak. Remember, in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come to this platform to push lies, propaganda, or blackmails against anybody. In this platform, we come to say things the way they are, the truth and nothing but the truth. And in this platform, it is a platform that is meant for everyone that cares for humanity. You must not be a Biafran to join us here. In as much as here we represent Biafra, here we speak the voice of Biafra, here we promote the cause of Biafra, and we bring up Biafra to the world as a remedy. That is what we do in this platform. But while we are doing that, we promote humanity. We support humanity. So if you support humanity and you promote humanity, you are welcome, highly welcome. If you do not agree with us, you have a superior argument, you are equally welcome. You are free to come up with your superior argument, sending your request either on TikTok, on YouTube, or on Facebook. Sending your request. I'm going to bring you in to air your opinion so that the whole world will hear you and hear what you have to say. You are entitled to your opinion. There is no law that says that you must agree with me. But while you don't agree with me, you have to try hard to make sure you convince me to believe what you are saying or change my tone or change my direction because of your message. You don't just tell me to stop what I'm doing. You must have to give me a reason to stop. Or else, my reason here, my purpose here is to make sure I convince you beyond reasonable doubt that Biafra is the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. Wherever you are watching this program from, I welcome you and I appreciate you for giving me your ears this very Sunday. It is Sunday, a special day, you know, that many Biafrans are in their various homes. Those who have gone to their churches, they have gone to church and come back. Some are preparing to go to church. Some are still in their churches. So wherever you are, it doesn't stop you from doing what you have to do. Like my own very self, I am a Christian. I have gone to church. But each time I go to church, I will still come back here to worship as a Biafran. And my Biafran is not at war with Christianity. My Biafran and Christianity are not quarreling. I am first of all a Biafran before I became a Christian. And these two are not in loggerheads. In fact, if you are a genuine Christian, I have always said it that every genuine Christian should be in the forefront of speaking about freedom. Because based on the faith that we confess, we know that Christ himself fought for freedom. From the day he came into the earth, from his birth up till unto death, it was all about freedom. He came to fight for humanity. That was what we are meant to understand from what we read and from what we believe in. So, wherever you're watching me from and you are a Christian, today being Sunday, you are supposed to be in the forefront of this message. And I ask you, what did your pastor preach in your church today about freedom? What did your pastor say about the freedom of, more especially I'm talking to Biafran pastors, those pastors in their churches who are Christians, those pastors who own churches that are Christians. As you mounted your pulpit today, your pastor in your church is a Biafran, and he was able to preach to you today based on what did he say about Biafra? Was he able to remember Biafrans in prayer? Was he able to encourage you to continue to stand strong? Was he able to give you information that will equip you to stay away from the atrocities that is happening? Was he able to equip you with information that will make you escape kidnapping, escape the hand of the terrorists that are trying to take away every Christian in Nigeria? What did your pastor preach in your church today? It is very important. And when you are in a church and your pastor is not supporting the freedom of people who have been oppressed, you have no business being there. You have no business being there. When you are in a place and you discover that the pastor of your church is not supporting the freedom of the people that have been oppressed, he's not talking about it, he's not concerned about it, you got no business being there. That is a red flag. It is a very big red flag, because the faith that he is confessing, the person that brought that faith, who he claimed to be preaching about and pray through, came to fight for freedom, came to speak for the oppressed, and he did that from the beginning to the last, up until the death on the cross. It was all about freedom of mankind. So how can you claim to be a Christian? You go to church on Sunday, you never spoke about those who have been oppressed, more especially you that is a Biafran. If you're not a Biafran, you might be excused because you don't know the rates at which the Biafrans are suffering. You don't know what the Biafrans are going through. But you that is a Biafran, you had the opportunity to pray in your church. You had the opportunity to speak in your church. What did you discuss? What is about Biafra? And even those who could not be able to speak on the pulpit, how many people were you able to talk to about Biafra after your service today? How many people were you able to present the case of Biafra before them? That is the responsibility that lies in us. It doesn't matter what you say. You can't run away from these things. There are things you can never run away from. If you are a Biafran from the old southeastern region, the present southeast, Lower Kogi and Lower Benue, you are a Biafran by birth, and there is nothing you can do to run away. The more you continue to escape it, the more you expose yourself to danger. And I bet you today, you think it is those of us that are talking the day after. You are going to be a victim, and your own case is going to be worse because they are not afraid of you, and you equally don't know who your enemy is. So if you are a Biafran and you are still pretending that you have a friend in one Nigeria, you have a hope in one Nigeria, you want to sound good, you want to sound eloquent, you want to look acceptable, you want to look neutral, by a continuous promotion of something that is meant to destroy you, utter destruction. That is what they want to do on you. And yet, you claim you don't know, you pretend you don't know. The end is going to be really, really bad. I bet you the earlier you begin to change your directions and begin to go to places of people that have like mind with you. If you can go to a church that is a Biafra, headed by Biafra, where Biafrans are, and throughout the whole service, the issue of Biafra was not mentioned. You were not advised about the atrocities of the Nigerian government. It was not presented forward. You must know that you are in the wrong place. Begin to change your moves and change your directions. There is nothing wrong in picking whatever religion you choose to pick. Whatever religion you choose to pick, but you must know that humanity comes first. And every religion I believe supports humanity, cares about humanity. So when you see that humanity is being abused and trampled upon and you are silent, you are a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. You are not worthy to be either whatever religion you claim you are not. So my fellow Biafrans, I have come today being Sunday. On our Sunday sermon today, as we always do, we are going to take our sermon and take it to the level that we can be able today. So wherever you are watching us from, tighten up your seatbelt and join us on this very important topic that we are about to discuss today. We are going to try as much as possible to discuss this topic. As you join us, like the program and share it. Share the program to our friends, share to our enemies, share to your family and friends. This is one of the assignments you have to. I don't know why you should be talking about Biafra. You say you love Biafra, you want to be free, but when you cannot be able to present your face, you are hiding your face, you can't be there. But those who are risking their face to speak about these issues, you cannot even spend your time to help to promote the cause of Biafra through them. By the time you share the program, you are not just sharing this program for me. You're not sharing it for me. You are doing it for yourself. You never can tell who is going to come across these videos we are making. You and I know that the enemies we are fighting are very, very strong. They have the money, they have the connection, they have the resources. What do we have? We have nothing. All we have is our unity. All we have is Chukwu Okikabiam on our side. And that is the strength we have, that we know that we can defeat them, because one with God is majority. When you come to the earthly effect, they have everything that the earth needs. They have everything that the world needs. They have your own economy, our own resources in their hand. They are ready to give up anything, including using us as collateral. That is how bad it is. So the little thing you can do is to support the people who are putting to speak, people who are spending their time and energy. When you come to the platform, you share the program. Something as simple as giving a thumbs up. You cannot give a thumbs up on the program. It is shameful. You can't even give a thumbs up. You can't share. You don't want to share the program so that they wouldn't say that you are part of the Biafra. Are you not ashamed of yourself? At this point in time in 2025, in 2025, in 21st century, where people are openly speaking about their freedom, you are ashamed to speak about yours. You still want to sound eloquent. You still want to have some friends that hate you. You want to keep them around you. People that don't want you alive, you still want to maintain them, and because of that, you will not speak. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You join this program and you are not sharing, you are not connecting to others, you are keeping to yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. In this platform, we don't come here for propaganda and blackmail. We don't come here to castigate people or attack ourselves or brothers. No, that's what we don't come here to preach hate or preach violence. What we are speaking are facts. Bringing information to the world. You never can tell. Some of us who say they have heard it, the word are here, they don't do it. Somebody somewhere is going to do something someday. You cannot say because you've been posting, you've been sharing, nothing is happening. You have to continue. That is what we call consistency. That is what Manzanakano said when he said consistency is the key. We have to consistently continue to speak. My own very self here, go and check. I have thousands of subscribers, but when I come online, sometimes you cannot see up to 10 people watching. I have more than 1,000, about 25,000 or so subscribers on YouTube. But yet, when you come online, you can't see up to 10 people watching. That is a discouragement. But am I going to stop? Never, ever. I will never. As long as the platform is still there running, I will continue to come online to speak anytime I have the opportunity to do so. That is consistency. Be consistent. Because don't be discouraged. No matter what you are seeing today, so many of us are already discouraged because many of our brothers on the media have decided to engage in saga. Their major program is to castigate their brother, castigate their sister, use their fellow agitators' video to continue to spill lies, propaganda, misinterpret them. That is what we hear every day. You go to their title, they will use the names of their brothers and their sisters in their title. And some of us idiotically go there and watch, and that is what you love. And that is what they're giving to you. That's what they're giving to you. But some of us who have remained in what we want because we know why we came, we know what we're chasing, we know who the enemy is, we don't pay attention to that. And it doesn't matter whether somebody is paying attention, watching or not. Who cares? I don't give a damn. The only thing that gave me joy that when I come here and I speak from the bottom of my heart what is going on in my land, the atrocities that they are hiding, those things they don't want to hear. If I succeed in vomiting everything out, I will be okay and happy and I leave. The spreading of the gospel remains in the hand of Chukwu. But you as a human being, do your part. Let's do our part. Don't get discouraged. Is it easy? It's not easy. The things we are seeing, are they encouraging? They are not encouraging. So many things that are happening that we are seeing are not encouraging. But are we going to surrender because of that? No, we will not. Never. Never. There is no going back. It is forward ever and backward never. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching today, we have come to discuss about a topic which says the bloody faith. The bloody faith. How religion became a tool of oppression against Christians and Biafrans. How religion became a tool of oppression against Christians and Biafran, the bloody faith. That is what we are going to discuss today. And we will try as much as possible to discuss this very topic. And you that is watching us out there, if you have a contribution to make, if you have something to contribute, please feel free and make your contribution. Feel free to make your contribution. The link is there either on TikTok or on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you are, and you want to join us and make a contribution on this very topic. All you need to do is to send your request. As soon as I see your request, I will bring you in to make your contribution. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, wherever you are today, I have come once again to speak to my beloved Biafrans, to speak to my brothers and sisters, and to speak to the international communities, to speak to the people of the world. And we must continue to speak. Fellow Biafrans, freedom fighters, truth seekers across the whole world today, in our sermon, is not an ordinary message. Don't take it as an ordinary message. That is why you must join us and share. There is no information here that is ordinary. It doesn't matter how many times you have had it. Share it over and over and over again. In today's sermon, it's not an ordinary message. It is a spiritual and historical revelation. That is what we are embarking on today. Nigeria called itself one nation. That is what we hear. You hear about one Nigeria. So many of the hypocrites, so many of the liars, the criminals themselves, you heard them preach one Nigeria. But it is a nation built on lie. Nigeria is a nation built on lie. A dangerous diversity. A nation built on a very dangerous diversity, where religion has turned into a weapon of mass destruction. What we are having today, that they call a country, is a place that is being built in lie. Everything about Nigeria is lie. Even the name itself is a lie. The name itself is a lie. This is an entity, a contraption built on a very dangerous diversity. where religion has turned into a weapon of mass destruction. That is what religion has turned into today in Nigeria. And why is it so? It is because of the destructive diversity. The problem is not that much the religion, it is about the destructive diversity. That is why religion have turned to instruments of mass destruction in Nigeria. You don't like to hear it. They don't want us to say it. The international community is pretending about it. They don't want to call it what it is. Even now, they have started paying attention. They have started paying attention on the mass killing of Biafrans that is happening in the northern part of Nigeria. They are now paying attention, but at the same time, they are not still calling it what it is. They are not still talking about the solution. It is not enough to talk for political purpose. It is not enough to talk because you want to score points. We are asking for action to be taken. Religion in Nigeria has become a weapon of mass destruction. And today, we will try as much as possible to expose how the northern Islamic elites, their political allies, use religion, the same religion that should bring peace, as a tool of oppression, domination, genocide against Christians and Biafrans. Whenever you hear Nigerian Christians, we are talking about Biafrans there. Biafrans have more than 90% Christians. And in most of these places, states of Nigeria where you have Christians, they are majority. In every church, it doesn't matter the people that own the church in Nigeria. It doesn't matter where that church is. In that country, go to that church and verify. You will see that in each church in Nigeria, in each mega church in Nigeria, go there. I can bet you that 60 to 70% of people that are there are Biafrans. They support materially, they support financially, they support in every area. So, this attitude of trying to detach the persecution, the genocide against Christians in the northern part of Nigeria, and you try to separate it from the Biafran persecution, it's not working. You are only creating another problem. You are not solving problem. You are creating a problem. And this was why our Supreme Namazin Nandekano, in one of his programs, called out Bishop Coker and told Bishop Coker, if your fear is that when Biafrans leave, that they are going to destroy you entirely, you are using Biafra as a bet. Talk about it. Let Biafrans go. Come and join us. Biafrans will give you citizenship. You will have equal right to the Biafrans in their territory, where you'll be secured and you can pursue your career to the highest level, and your children will be safe. So the genocide of Christians in the northern part of Nigeria has everything to do with with the Biafrans. It has everything to do with Biafra. But the international community at every given point in time always try to score a point because of their own wickedness and economic interest. They try to differentiate it, push the Biafrans aside, and continue to milk their resources through the same people they know that are sponsoring the terrorism against the indigenous people in the northern part of Nigeria. The issue of Nigeria is so complicated. The diversity, the only solution remains disintegration. That is why when we come and speak about this disintegration online, we don't say it's missing word. We say it unapologetically. It is not out of hatred. We are not saying it out of greed. We are not saying it out of strife. We are not saying it out of pride. We are saying it because it is the only solution, only genuine solution to end the mass destruction of people, the genocide that is happening today against the Christians in Nigeria. Until you acknowledge that the destructive diversity cannot be tamed in any way except by disintegration, until you understand this, you are only giving a lip service. And that is the truth. The only truth, but the truth. This is not just hatred. It is not hatred. What I just said now is the truth, and truth must be spoken. It must be spoken. It doesn't matter how it makes you feel. It doesn't matter if it makes you angry. It doesn't matter if it makes you uncomfortable. The truth must be spoken, even if it burns the throne of lies. The truth must be spoken, even if it burns the throne of lies. We must continue to speak the truth unapologetically. And that is what we are doing in this platform. That is what we continue to do in this platform. Every blessed day, if possible, 2 times in a day, we come here and we speak, hammer on the truth. The dangerous diversity of Nigeria is not a joke. Nigeria was created by the British, not by God. Nigeria was created by man, not by God. Some of them we begin to, even some churches, go to some churches today, they will be telling you how God created Nigeria, how God brought them together. God never brought us together. The people that forced people to come together and march together was the British, not God. But you go to some churches today, the same people that are being persecuted, the same people that are losing their life are being destroyed. The pastor will sit on the pulpit and be telling them how God put in place something that will destroy them. I don't know the kind of God they worship. I don't know the kind of God will God be so wicked that he's going to bring people that he know they will never ever agree or survive together? How can God be so wicked that he will match people that he know that they has nothing in common? They has nothing in common and they will never ever agree. How can God, with all his might, with all his wisdom, with all his wonderful nature that we know, create something that is meant to destroy humanity? How can? But go to churches today, you see some people man the pulpit and they were talking rubbish. How God brought them together in Nigeria. God did not bring anybody together in Nigeria. Nigeria was created by the British, not by God. Forced together, Christians and Muslims, South and North, in one cage by force. In one cage by force. That is why today you are seeing what is happening. And it is high time that disintegration comes. These things, disintegration have solved this problem in so many countries of the world. Disintegration, when there is this clash of religion is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool, very emotional something that is embedded in people's heart. You don't play with it, you don't joke with it. It's not something you just run over. When there is that religious problem, you cannot solve it except by people going their separate ways and worship what they want to worship the way they want it. It happened in so many countries of the world and they found peace. India was disintegrated into so many places. Those that are Muslims go to their separate ways. You see them in Pakistan and they are living very good and performing excellently well on their own. You see Nepal on their own, they are doing very well. You see Indians on their own with their own religion, they are doing very well. That separation gave them the opportunity to grow in their own space and forge ahead and pursue one cause. We see the same thing in Malaysia. You have Singapore. You have Malaysia. Malaysia is majority Muslims. You can't beat that. And the Chinese who were there felt that they cannot be able to operate in that society. They decided to go into a circular system. They want a circular system where they can do anything they want, practice whatever they want without any interruption. And they forced themselves and they moved out of Malaysia and they had Singapore. Today, Singapore is developing very, very fast. Malaysia is on a high-speed development. The two countries are living peacefully side by side by each other, and they are developing on a very high scale, on a very high speed. Both of them are doing marvelously well. Their citizens marry each other, they intermarry. Their citizens, some people are working in Malaysia, they are from Singapore, but they work in Malaysia. Some people go to work in Singapore from Malaysia, they go to work and they come back every day. But some of them are citizens here, some of them are citizens here. They are still intermarrying. Every single thing they're doing together, but they know their boundaries. That when you cross this boundary, you know you have to respect the law. Respect the law. But in the case of Nigeria, they make you believe that you are in a secular state, but there is nothing secular about Nigeria. There is nothing, not even a single thing that is secular about the system of Nigeria. In a country where you have laws for different people, for different areas, for different tribes, for different states, they operate on different levels. In some part of the country, you will go there, you will open your business, they will destroy it and say it's against their religion. You go to the other side, they will do their business, they will destroy it, and they come back and they sit back and tell you that you have a secular state. A time bomb meant to destroy. Instruments of mass destruction, that is what the British put in place. They want you to destroy yourself so they can be able to take the resources as much as they want. It is about economy. As long as Nigeria continues the way it is, the West will continue to have the opportunity to siphon the resources of that country without challenge. That is a fact. Forget about this issue they are talking today. They say they are talking about the persecution of the Muslims in the northern part of Nigeria. They know that it will not stop. They know that ranting and talking cannot stop it. Even as we speak, it has intensified. As we speak, another heavy attack just happened. As we are talking, another heavy attack just happened. And I'm going to try to see if I can get that and bring it on the screen so that you can hear. Because these people are not ready to find solution to the problem. They are not ready to talk about solution. It is about interest, interest, interest. Even when you see as if they are talking, they are not serious. The West are not serious. They have never been, and they will never be. That is why we have to continue to call them out. In as much as we know there are still men of conscience, even in the West. There are still men of conscience. Those are the men we are praying that they should wake up and stop being silent. Wake up and stop being silent. It is high time people begin to talk. It is high time people begin to take action. It is high time the world begin to pay attention to what is happening in the Zoological Republic. And when we say pay attention, we mean a sincere attention to what, not by pretense. You and I know that they pretend a lot. They pretend a lot. Most of the time when we hear these people talking, they are never serious. They are never serious. And they know very well that this noise they are making now can never change the status quo. The only thing that can change the problem and stop it once and for all in Nigeria, for anyone that is genuine and sincere, is to push for the disintegration of Nigeria. I don't know why they are bent on keeping Nigeria enslaved. Once Nigeria is disintegrated, you will still have the opportunity of business from all angles. You can still be able to get the resources you want, but under negotiation and under proper agreement. Why is it that you prefer stealing? Why is it that the West prefer stealing? They prefer to continue to steal the wealth instead of them doing what they're supposed to do. Instead of them taking this wealth legally, where it will benefit and also benefit them. They will not want it that way. They want to take it free. You saw what France was doing in Niger before Niger woke up and decided to pull out and did what they did. You saw what France was doing in Niger. None of us knew that such a thing was happening until it was exposed. Nobody knew. Nobody knew that such a thing was going on until it was exposed. And when it was exposed, all hell broke loose. Everybody was shouting, everybody was talking as if it started today. It did not start today, it started a long time ago. I want you to pay attention to this very post that was made by Sahara reporters. This is from Sahara reporters, and this is just 4 hours ago. This is just 4 hours ago from Sahara Reporters. It says, exclusive bandit overrun seize 6 machine gun, 30,000 rounds of ammunition from Nigerian Army in Kwara as Air Force declines support. Did you see that? This was posted 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago by Sahara Reporters. Look at what it says. Exclusive bandits seize 6 machine guns. 6 machine guns, 30,000 rounds of ammunition from Nigerian base as Air Force declines support. This thing is happening today, being Sunday. In Kwara State. In Kwara State, Kwara of all people. And the West is there pushing lip service. You think that your lip service can change it. It cannot change anything. The situation will get worse, and even more worse every day. You can imagine this. So this is why when we are talking about the problem of Nigeria, it is not just to come online and make noise, or you just come and talk because you want to talk. We need solution. We are talking about solution, but it is unfortunate that the West are not ready to talk about solution. They are not sincere. Even when you see them talking, they are not sincere. It is all to be able to calm you down, for you to feel that they are doing something, and they continue to exploit the people as much as they can. Nigeria was never created by God. Today, instead of unity, what we got was religious suspicion, blood, and betrayal. After they have managed to put people and force them together, people that doesn't have the same value system, we have nothing in common. There is nothing in common between us and the people in the core north. Nothing whatsoever. They forced us to be together, not because we wanted to be together. The British created the contraption called Nigeria and forced people together. Created a time bomb, instruments of mass destruction, and they put it in place to destroy the people while they continue to exploit them. Since they created that thing, what have you gotten? There is no unity. The only thing you get is religious suspicion every blessed day. Look at now, they're talking about election. In that election, everything you will hear is about religious suspicion. Religion, everybody suspecting each other. They can never agree. Religious suspicion. It is about blood, spilling the blood of the innocent, the blood of the Biafrans. Spilling the blood of Biafrans in order to keep that unity. Anytime you hear them talking about unity, the final point is to go and take the life of innocent Biafrans, and then you say, oh, they killed Sadwana. The next thing they do is to go and take the life of Biafrans, and then they back it up with they kill Sadwana. And they have conducted pogrom where they took the life of 30,000 Biafrans, including pregnant women and their unborn children. They don't talk about that. They continue to spill the blood of the Biafran people. Betrayal is the order of the day. They have been able to convince some sycophants in Biafran land, some intellectuals, some devil advocates in Biafran land, and they have joined them. Even though they claim to be Biafrans, they have Biafran name. They call themselves politicians. They call themselves elites. They call themselves Ohanes and Dohin and Diam. They have taken these people, and the order of the day in that contraption is betrayal, right, left, and center. The northern oligarchy realized early that religion could become a weapon of control. The northern oligarchy the Sultan of Sokoto and his group, Ottoman Danfodio, Ahmadu Bello, they realized very well that religion could become a weapon of control, and they perfected it. They perfected it. They perfected it so much. Today, Islam in the north is not just faith. Today, Islam in the northern part of Nigeria is not just faith, it is political power, a security cover, a license to take innocent lives. That is what they have made it in the northern part of Nigeria today. Christian lives means nothing in this system of Nigeria. In Nigerian system, the life of a Christian means nothing. The system that Nigeria is operating, the law they are operating, what the British put in place, the thing that the oligarchy of the north put in place, Christian life means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. From Kaduna to Plateau to Benue to Southern Kaduna, the blood of innocent Christians have watered the ground and continue to water the ground even as we are speaking. What do we get? Lip service from the West. What do we get? Lip service from the West. Today, when you hear them paying attention and they're talking, it didn't start today. We have been shouting about this, crying about this. They don't pay attention. Only this time, because somehow they want to use it for their own interest, for their own advantage. But nevertheless, at least they are talking about it. But they have to go more further to do the needful to end this madness once and for all. How do you end it? This very thing that was built by the British. Let countries grow organically. People that have the same value system make up a country. That is how it is all over the world. That is how countries are built all over the world. People with the same value system be in the same country as a country. That is how it works all over the world. They know it very well, but they don't want it to happen in Black African nation. They continue to create that atomic bomb to explode, exterminate everybody, and then they will now cash in and take the resources that they want to take. Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, and ISWAP are not isolated terrorists. They are not isolated terrorists. They are state-backed religious militia. Nigerian state-backed religious militia. You see what I posted, what I showed you now. You saw the update that I gave now, reported by Sahara reporters, that bandits seized 6 machine guns, 30,000 rounds of ammunition from Nigerian army base. Look at, you hear the title, bandit. Let's assume it is bandit as they call it. Ordinary bandit entered army base and they seized, oh my God, 6 machine guns and 30,000 rounds of ammunition. And as Air Force was called, the Air Force declined support. Nigerian Air Force declined support to their military, to their own military. You can imagine, when they decline support to their own barrack, to their own base, is it your own family house? Is it the public place that they are going to defend? When they decline to perform and support and protect their army base, is it your own house or my own house? Is it my village or your village that they're going to protect? So when we begin to talk about these issues, we are not here for propaganda or blackmail. You link them up together and you see what we are saying is a truth. Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, ISWAP are not isolated terrorists. They are state-backed religious militia. Religious militia. There is no two ways. There is no other language you can use. For example, Boko Haram began with government tolerance. That was how Boko Haram started. Boko Haram started with government tolerance. Their leaders were protected. This Boko Haram today, they are shouting and shouting. It is the government that started it and they tolerated it. And their leaders were protected by the federal government of Nigeria. Fulani militias invade Christian villages. No arrest whatsoever. No outrage. No arrest. They will only tell you it is former headers clashes. We have had it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And we continue to hear it. So when we talk about this issue, it is not an isolated case. It is not. There are facts backing it up. When we say Nigerian government is a terrorist government, that Nigerian government are the ones for it is not. Just look at this report I just showed now. You can see they cannot protect their army base. The Air Force declined to back up and defend their base, and they entered there and stole 6 machine guns with 30,000 ammunition. You saw Sahara reporter reported that hours ago. Fulani militia invade Christian villages. No arrest whatsoever. No outrage. The military look away because the system silently approves what is going on. The system silently approves of what is going on. That is why they are silent. There is no other reason. In Nigeria, the blood of Christians is cheap. Very, very cheap. In Nigeria, the blood of Christians is cheap because the killers were religious. Because the killers wear religion as their uniform. The killers, they wear religion as their uniform. The people that take the life of the Christians today, they wear religion as their uniform. And for that, they are protected. They are protected by the government of the day. The same thing is happening in Biafra land today. The genocide happening in Biafra land today, sponsored by the federal government of Nigeria, pushed by the federal government of Nigeria. They come on the ground with the same criminal, the same terrorists. They push them to Biafra land and join them in executing genocide in Biafra land. The same spirit that massacred Christians in the northern Nigeria is the same that slaughtered millions of Biafrans during the Civil War. Don't ever mistake this. Every time they begin to mistake this thing and begin to push it aside, it is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. If the West genuinely want to handle the situation of Nigeria, they should try as much as possible to disintegrate. It is not a call for war. It is not a call of wickedness. It is not of hate. It is call to save life, to save humanity. The same spirits that massacred Christians in northern Nigeria is the same that slaughtered millions of Biafrans during the Civil War. Don't ever mistake it. They used Islamic jihad language, calling the war a holy war against infidels. The same language. Till today, they fear an independent Biafra because it will end the Islamic expansion plan that started since 1804 under Usman Dan Fodio. A plan that started since 1804 under Usman Dan Fodio, and they are trying everything humanly possible to push that agenda. The only people they know that can stop it, the only force that can stop them is Biafra. They know it very well. They know it and they know it. And that is why today, that entity, terrorist entity called Nigeria, doesn't want to hear anything Biafra. They persecute our leaders, they kill our leaders, they jail them, they deny them their rights, do all sorts of things. Millions of Biafrans are losing their life, even as we speak. Genocide is still going on, unreported in Biafra land. Unreported. The war against Biafra was never political. The war against Biafra was never political. It was religious at its core. They wanted to silence a Christian civilization rising from the east. That's what it's all about. They wanted to silence a Christian civilization rising from the east. But fortunately, the world pretend about this. They pretend they don't know. They pretend they're not seeing it. So when you see them today talking about the genocide of Christians in the north, it has everything to do with what is happening in Biafra. And if you are genuinely interested in saving life in that contraption called Nigeria, you have to address all these issues once and for all. And that was why Mazen Nandekano gave the options that we are ready to open our doors for all the Christians in the core north, all the Christians in the core north to come over and join us in our nation Biafra. Mazen Nandekano made this as a pledge. In fact, he mentioned the name of Coca and swore it as an oath on video, live video. Not audio, on live video. I still have the video with me. I have the program with me. I have played it several times. Where he made the vow, took the oath that we are ready to take the Christians in the core north and allow them to have equal right in our land, grow at the same space we are growing. If that is what is scaring them, there is no solution we have not provided. We are talking about solution. We have provided the actual solution to save life, but they ignore it. We ignore it. The most painful today is the silence of the church itself. The silence of the church itself is alarming and is killing. It's very, very dangerous. Those who claim to be pastors, reverends, bishops, who claim to be following Christ, Christ was a freedom fighter. The purpose he came for was to fight for freedom of mankind, and he fought for freedom until he left. There is no other mission he came here for. It is to redeem man. It is to save man, to free man. That was why he came. But today, the greatest disappointment and betrayals we have are pastors, reverend fathers. Many pastors and bishops in Nigeria have chosen political comfort over truth. They chose political comfort over truth. Go to their church today. Go to Nigerian churches today, the mega churches. Go and listen to their messages. Full of political correctness. They don't want to call a spade a spade. Go and listen to those mega churches who are building mega churches, all those mega pastors. Go and check their message today, Sunday. Go and check their message. Go and check their message and see what they are preaching. Their own is even the most disturbing. The betrayal of the pastors, the silence of the church is the worst. Are you talking about the global churches? The same people that brought that Christianity to us in Nigeria, what are they saying? What are they doing? Nothing. Go and mega pastors across the world. What did they preach in their church today? What are they doing? How are they pushing forward to make sure that things change? Nothing. They are the greatest betrayer, only focusing on their political correctness to score points. The blood of the saints cry while the pulpits stay silent. Abomination of the highest order. The blood of the saints cries while the pulpit stay silent. We cannot build heaven on earth while bowing to Babylon system. It is not possible. You cannot build heaven on earth while bowing to Babylon's system. And that is what you see. You see what they do. You go and check the pastors, these mega pastors. Building heaven on earth, and at the same time, they are bowing to Babylon system. When the church becomes silent, the word of the enemy grows louder. When the church becomes silent, the word of the enemy grows louder. How many church today spoke about, and I talk mainly the Biafran pastors, reverends. We have a Biafran in the Vatican. We have a Biafran in the Vatican that has a voice. How many times have you seen him? I'm not even telling him to talk about Biafra. Speak about the genocide against your own people. How many times have you made a case for his people. How many times? Today, a prisoner of conscience, an innocent man, even when the United Nations have said release him and other people have spoken, have you heard Cardinal Ariza say anything? A cardinal in Vatican, one of the top high-ranking, if not number 3, number 4, number 5 in Vatican. And yet, all they go there is to push one Babylonian system that I do not know. They come in the other hand and tell you that they are building heaven on earth. But in the actual sense, they are bowing to Babylonian system. How long are we going to continue to listen to these idiotic people and remain silent? We must do something, and we must do something now. The way forward, faith, unity, and resistance. The way forward, we're going to follow all this. The answer is spiritual awakening and collective action. Spiritual awakening and collective actions. Those of you who are watching from their church, those who are going to go to their church, or those who have gone and come back, begin to confront these men who you worship and you adore. They are not gods. Confront them. More especially the Biafran ones. If you're a Biafran in the church, your pastor in your church is a Biafran. I can excuse other Christians who are not Biafrans. But you that is a Biafran, confront that man. If he is not ready to change, if he's not ready to catch with that spiritual awakening, get away from there. You have no business being in that church. No, any Christian that is not part of freedom fighting is not a Christian. He is not. He's a pretender. He's one of those building and putting the structure of Babylonian system. You must not be with such a person. Christians in Nigeria must unite beyond denomination. That is another issue. Christians in Nigeria must unite beyond denomination. There is nowhere they didn't take their divide and rule. Even in their churches, they can't agree. In churches, you see, they fight themselves war. Khan himself is toothless backing dog. Khan even there was a time a leader of a Khan, one of their Khan leader in the north was even beheaded. They did nothing. They did nothing. Look at this thing they are talking about now. It is Khan himself that's supposed to be the one in the front line speaking. Even go up to United Nations. They have the right to go up to United Nations. But the northern brethren are doing this thing on their own. Those who can do it. Either ECOWA Church go there on their name as ECOWA Church. Catholic will go on their name as a Catholic. Pentecostal will go on their name of Pentecostal. Christian in Nigeria must unite beyond denomination. Biafrans must see their struggle not only as political, but as divine destiny. Every Biafran, we must see this struggle, not just political, but a divine destiny. That is why when I see some of us that use their platform for propaganda and blackmail, you come to your platform, the only thing you do is to attack your brother, your sister. Analyze the video of your sister from Monday till Monday. For the past 10 months now, all you do is, the only program you have is to go and look whether your brother has spoken. You will take the program, you come and begin to talk. That is the only content you have. You will look whether your sister has spoken. You go and take the program of your sister and begin to castigate her. You go and check their title. When you see their title, is either their fellow brothers, so they use their names as title in their program. And some of us, idiotically, that is what we want to hear. You go there, you see bunch of clowns. Before I used to think that Biafrans are smart, but from what I see today, we have more idiotic people than smart people. We have more foolish people than smart ones. Sorry to say that, but unfortunately, that is what it looks like. Because somebody who is not a Biafran, if somebody, just imagine now you are not a Biafran, you don't know what is happening, and you go online with what you see, what are you going to say about us? You are a Biafran. You might not find out, but if just put yourself in a position whereby you are not a Biafran, with what we see on the social media today, if you are put in the place, what will you say? How are you going to see Biafrans? How are you going to, when they tell you to write about Biafran, what are you going to write? It is sad. Biafrans must see their struggle, not only as political, but as divine destiny. We must resist, not with hatred. We must resist, not with hatred, but with truth, courage, and light. We must resist, not with hatred, not with hating your brother, not with hating your sister, not with calling your sister name, calling them terrorists, calling them this kind of. That is not what you're supposed to do. We must resist, not with hatred, but with truth, courage, and light. And you say you're following Mazen Nanikan. Mazen Nanikan said, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. And that is exactly what he did. He said with microphone and the truth. And that is what he did. Today, Nigeria is on its knees. And it is that truth they fear most. The voice of Mazen Nanikan is one thing they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear, and they don't want to hear it. And that is why we are giving Mazen Nanikan a voice. Today, Mazen Nanikan is speaking through us. Each time you come online and you speak, Mazen Nanikan is speaking through you. Each time you share our video, you are sharing the program of Mazen Nanikan. Each time you come to this platform, you share a program, you are giving Mazen Nanikan a voice. They can't silence. As long as you continue to join us, you share the video, you like, you invite people to go, they will never ever silence Mazen Nanikan. He will continue to speak. That voice they fear so much. My fellow Biafrans, do not give up. Do not give up. Is it easy? It is not easy. The challenge is high, but we must not give up. We must continue until we win this battle. My beloved brother Christian, I can see my brother Christian there. My brother Christian, please take the mic and speak to us. Let's hear you, please. Sorry, I kept you waiting for that long, just to push that thing down.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Welcome,
man.
down.
No. Yeah, also, I earlier saw that you were online with Ramax. So, but I couldn't really comment. So then I saw again. You were live today. I mean,
no, that
before.
is not. That's not like. It's not the video I posted.
Oh, okay. So you are just live today.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
now.
just live. You know, when after finishing live, then I will cut the video, because you know sometimes we spend 3 hours, 4 hours, and people cannot be able to watch all that length. So I will cut some.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that is restream or something. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Mara, I was it just because like I said, where I am, the network is not stable at all. It's really sad, but because of also the time and the things happening at this particular time, I have no choice but to try and speak my piece, because truly we are in a very, very peculiar time, and I follow the things that happens all around, and I cannot say it enough that we live in a time that is Chukwu Okabiama is one of, according to his plans and processes, to deal with the zoo. I don't know if I would say that. Just unfortunate that maybe we don't seem to have the right people who can push a little bit, because as we speak now, the zoo, they are trembling, they are gathering like vultures, and to think that all this while they did nothing, they said nothing, the continuous massacre of Christians and Biafrans, all of them kept quiet just now because America sneezed. Just that one word from Bima, that one statement he made has triggered a lot of erosion all over the place. And I saw today that the Sultan of Sokoto, and the Oluekwensu, satanic bunch of people, describing, telling the world more or less that jihad is not a fight against non-Muslims, saying all sorts of lies. And you know that these people in their religion, they are taught to lie to the
Exactly.
infidels.
It's part of it.
And the irony of it is that when they are doing, yeah, it's of course because they are permitted. I lived with a Muslim. He told me that that it's part of it. That it's forgivable sin to lie and deceive the infidel just to get your way. And this man was saying all sorts of things about jihad. That is not for Christians. That is for non. But you remember that it was that same jihad that they used to massacre a lot of people in the north who are not Christians, who are not Muslims. Deborah comes to mind. She was a Christian girl, but they took her out. And what did Sultan of Sokoto did? Nothing. Only came out to say that people should be sensitive about the religion of others. But on that basis, Kaluka, the Igbo guy who was beheaded in the north because they said that he blasphemed. Yeah. So how and so many others, just countless. How about the many pastors who are reading this Deboye pastor? They were in the north. Many of them. Yeah, exactly. So, but you know what is funny? Oh my goodness. We know what's going on because it's all about eventually. They know the where Biafra is heading, and for some of them, they are like caught in between, conflicted. They know that the Islamization of Nigeria is a serious stuff going on, but they are also nervous because they don't want to agree to what Maya said or what American Congress people are debating now, because they know that when they agree or they push it so much, it could lead to, Biafra having their freedom, and that means they shatter their own plan, their own target. That is to keep the entire Nigeria intact and take it over, Islamize it and Fulanize it. That is the big agenda. But what is funny about it is that they are now employing the same Christian pastors. The person what they are planning now. I don't know if he will be traveling, maybe today or tomorrow, or whatever. It's Adeboye. They want him to go to America to go and appeal to the American government one way or the other. That hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Hello? Okay. So to go and appeal. And you remember that, I wrote a lot. I really written so much about this whole thing. Under Buhari, that is how these things, this Christian genocide was also raging. And America, I don't remember who was the president. Maybe it was the first Trump term. And these same people sent Osibanjo. Yeah, Osibanjo was sent. The so-called pastor too, from the same church already. He was sent to go and lie to the Americans that there's nothing like Christian genocide in Nigeria.
Yes.
Fast forward today, how many thousands of Christians has been massacred in Nigeria from the time Osibanjo, who is a Christian and a pastor, went to lie to the American people that the Christians are okay, that there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. How many thousands have died under the hand of the same Islamists who are pushing for Islamization? So their blood is in Osibanjo's head, because you are supposed to be a watchman, a keeper of the shepherd, as a Christian, as a pastor, and you went to lie to defend the terrorists, and thousands have been massacred since then. Their blood is in your head. And the same thing they are planning to do now with Adeboye, for him to go there. And in fact, Tinubu went to church and was trying to kind of appeal or to sort of bribe them away. What they do. But all this while, they never thought of doing anything like that. And Khan is another bunch of cowards.
Khan is the worst. Khan is the worst.
Yeah. And they are coming now to Khan with this book launch of Lucky Rabot, the former chief of army, this thing. So they use it as opportunity to push propaganda that there's no this and this and that. The Christians All lies. Now, the thing is this. We know that Adeboye, these people, and part of the piece that I wrote, I said, and it's not any form of blackmail. It's just a fact that these Yoruba pastors, they are not Christians originally.
They are not.
Majority of them, at least maybe 9 out of 10, they are originally Muslims. If I have to Kumuyi, all of them, they are originally Muslims. And the one that passed away, what is his name, synagogue or church, Joshua, TB Joshua, all of them, and the Lateran Assembly, the one that contested, and the one that run as vice president to Buhari one time. I'm trying to remember his name. These guys are even Adeboye, they are rich. Lateran Assembly is the name of the church, but I think he later changed the name. So originally, these guys,
yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, these guys are originally Muslims. My take is that most of them, they choose to become Christians and pastors because Christianity is a more fashionable and easier way to become billionaires, which they all are. They are. All of them. They are all billionaires. Adeboyo, Ayodipo, TB Joshua, all of them, they are all billionaires. So this is what my take. Now, the thing is this. If you watch the antecedent of Adeboye, who called himself a man of God, and then you remember the men of God in the Bible, the way they stand for truth. You remember Nathan the prophet who went to David and spoke to him boldly about his ills, about his, all the things he was, the crimes and sins. He spoke to him boldly. Those are the things that is expected of men of God. You stand before a leader and spoke the truth. Speak the truth without fear or favor. But Adeboye was one of the people that endorsed Tinubu until today, continue to support Tinubu. And he went as far as engaging himself in business transaction with El-Rufai, a non-terrorist who confessed that he used Islam ticket to control, to gain, or rather to win over Kaduna, and that he applied the same on the federal level that brought this Muslim ticket today. That is the person who everybody knows we're in charge of. He's one of those sponsoring and coordinating terrorism in Nigeria, and that everybody was in business with him. And you ask yourself, if this man was genuinely a man of God, why would he not look at Tinubu in the face, regardless of the fact that they're same tribe? As a man of God, a man who everybody knows his involvement in drug trafficking in America, a man everybody knows that entered university as a woman and came out as a man, a man everybody know how he lied about school he attended in Lagos, that the year he quoted, the school was not in existence. A man, the list goes on and on and on. Yet he's the man he's endorsing to be the leader in Nigeria just because of the things they will put in his own pocket, all the millions and millions. Where are you going to go with all these millions and billions? And you call yourself a man of God, but you cannot stand and speak the gospel of God and tell a sinner to repent. Tell the man who is involved in criminality to stop, to change, that he's wrong. He won't do it. And he is the one now. We remember that during Jonathan, he mobilized, carrying placard to remove Jonathan. But since all these criminals, all these terrorists, Buhari and even Tinubu, he hasn't done that. Now that America is waking up, the torchlight is focusing on Nigeria again. He's coming out now to go and tell them that it's just farmer headers. We'll follow this thing for this period of time to know what he's going to do. Because again, the thing is that if we have people or someone who could go to the US Congress and they explain the position of things, So this is how they come in to dilute the hate, because Tinubu is struggling now, doing everything he can to get people to go and sell the message, that there's nothing like Christian genocide in Nigeria. That's what, because they know this is how it starts. If America put their full torchlight on you, we know how it happened in South Sudan. When South Sudan's were being massacred, they are Christians by the Arabs in Sudan, in Khartoum. They continue to massacre them until when America begin to put satellite. People can say what they like. They can say it because there's oil. They can say whatever. But at the end, when the hello,
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
hello,
I hear you.
yeah. But the thing is that when America put their satellite on a place, they find something, and when they find it, the one way or the other, the truth comes out. That is what they are struggling now. That is what they are all scrambling, scratching their head, how to neutralize or to water it down, to just find a way to shift the narrative. And this is the time that the pressure is supposed to be, even fire up more, tighten the note around it, because we know what they are doing. It's just to make everybody calm down, and they will also try to maybe temper any attempt to bomb or to kill Christians in Nigeria for now, and hoping that over time, maybe Trump eventually is not going to be there forever. That is why in life, everything is timing and opportunity, because when if like we say, if this was Democrat in power now, this thing won't be happening, because they are debating how now on the type of sanction to put on Nigeria, how to go about this. Christian, all the channels are talking about it as we speak, including some channels in the UK. Because when America begin to talk something, everybody begin to talk about it. So if this was a Democrat, forget it. Nothing. They will just ignore it. They will just ignore it, because they are also the one of those.
Former headers clashes now.
Exactly. So the thing is that I also know that there's a video that I saw some years back, with this same Adeboye. They had a conference, international or world conference meeting in UK. He attended it with so many other religious leaders, So when they are trying to do, they were saying that politicians has failed humanity, that politics has failed, that leaders has failed, and they were trying to come up with this one world religion that will be used to govern the whole world. So that is the dichotomy. That is the dynamics of what is happening. And if not for Trump, as much as we can criticize Trump, because maybe there are areas that he's not meeting expectation, we understand all this whole thing. But trust me that if God did not allow Trump at this time, by now, what is happening in Nigeria now, Jesus Christ, there would have been like fire fed with petrol, if not for the Republicans who are there now trying to at least, advocate for the protection of Christians. That is the thing, So this Tinubu guy, we know. I mean, Adeboye, we know what they are doing. They've killed so many of pastors of his own church. His pastors, some of them have been killed in so many places, but still, he will prefer to lie about the whole situation, about the actual thing happening to Christians, because they want Nigeria to remain one. You see the dichotomy of the whole problem. They don't want to speak about something that will lead to the freedom of the people. That is so. That's how you know how evil. And so first of all, he's having a prayer conference now. Him and Adeboye, as we speak, for Nigeria, he said. But I told them in the piece that his prayer is abomination unto the Lord of hosts.
Serious abomination. Serious abomination. Adeboye was the foundation. Adeboye himself was the foundation of Islamization. Was he not the one that went to approve Buhari even when Buhari was dead? He was the one they used to confuse Nigeria, and that Buhari was okay. They took him to UK. He came back and said Buhari was okay.
Yeah, another lie. That is the man of God, though, lying up and down.
Man of God.
These people are not men of God. These people, they serve Beelzebub, the Adeboyes of this world. I said that his prayer is abomination unto the Lord of hosts, and him that maketh heaven and earth, the God of justice, fairness, and equity, abhor his prayer. A man who kept handkerchief on a chair and asking the congregation to come and kiss it for their prayer to be answered. That is idolatry. These guys, But at the
You
end,
forgot the
God
one
will
of tithe. After speaking the one of tithe, he saw fire. When he saw fire, he came back and said he said he apologized. He made a mistake. When he said if you don't pay tithe, you go to hell. You said tithe is the ticket to go to heaven. Later he came back and began to apologize. He said it was a mistake. The same way he has misled so many people in so many things. It's not only tithe, so many things that he has not apologized for.
Yeah, so many. So the thing is that these guys are workers of iniquity. Heaven knows. I'm not scared. For me, when I say these things, I'm not scared because I know that I'm not blaspheming because God is just. He's a just God and cannot. But we will never. God will never, ever, accommodate iniquity of this proportion. There are millions of people under you misleading them, lying, creating just pure wickedness all over the place. A wicked, born criminal like Tinubu is the one you are propping up and bringing to rule over the people. And you are involved, being engaged in financial business transaction with a terrorist, one of the terrorist founder, Herbert, a man who is championing the Islamization of the entire country. And he knows it. But because he's also one of them championing it. So like I said, we will watch and see what happens because the tempo is high now. And they are running all over the place, going to churches, probably dishing out money. Because all these cans and the pastors and for them, it's all about money. So Tinubu goes from church to church and the elders in the church to make them speak up, for them to speak up that there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. But when they were burning children and parents and everything, it locked them up in their house and burned them to ashes. They did nothing.
Even
so the thing is that
it's still ongoing as we speak. It is still ongoing.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at this thing I'm sharing here. This is exclusive. Posted by Shahara Reporters some hours ago. Exclusive. Bandits seize 6 machine guns, 30,000 rounds of ammunition from Nigerian Army base as Air Force decline support.
Why? Why did they decline support? Because they are one of them.
Of course. What else? What else?
Yeah. So obviously it's sad, because the US Congress is controlled now by the Republicans who are interested in saving the lives of Christians being massacred around the world. The Senate is equally controlled by the Republicans, but because at the end of the day, all this effort in the zoo is geared towards making sure that Biafrans are kept in check and enslaved in Nigeria. That is where it boils down to. And that is why they're doing everything to make sure it doesn't lead to a point where the US Congress will begin to say that maybe we need to support the freedom of Biafrans. That if that will help to free the Christians, who are 90-something%.
My beloved brother, that is why I am diverting on the kind of message I preach. There is a connection. There is a connection. If they continue to separate these people, this genocide of the Christians in another part of Nigeria with Biafra, they are not serious until they begin to treat these two issues as one. Because one begot the other. It is the same language.
You mean like the US Congress? You mean like the US Congress?
Yeah, until they begin to, and the people that will make them to begin to see these two issues as one, just like we are saying, our people in the United States need to do more. They need to do more. They need to wake up and go to the right place.
Yeah, they're not doing it.
Push the button. But they are not doing it. They are busy gossiping. They are busy promoting.
They are not doing it.
They are busy attacking each other. They left what they're supposed to do.
That is the problem.
They are busy promoting.
That is the problem.
They are busy looking for who will obey them and who will not obey them. But look at an opportunity that presents itself. Opportunity has presented itself for them to go and make their case. relate this problem with our problem, because it is the same thing. It is the same genocide against Christians.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. You cannot be a Biafran with platform and portfolio, and every day you continue to preach to the choir. Because that is what it seems. The right people at the US Congress go there. Because look now, if Adeboye can go and do these things, how much more you, who is in the US there,
I wonder,
and you have a platform, you have some leverage. So Massachusetts, listen, can you hear me? Huh?
I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I made this comment a day ago, and the brother replied to me. Let me see how I say. Yeah, because there's an election coming up by the USB in November. I think November 4th, thereabout. So the guys, one of the guys, of course, a lot of Biafrans are happy about it, and naturally, that is what is supposed. Yeah, that the old Anambra, that is Odumegu state, and the Ikemba state,
brother,
and Amambra.
Because, please, let's say something serious. Let's say something serious. Forget about all this.
Wait. Yeah, wait. So that is where I'm coming, because so this brother told me, he said that we have to be realistic. What is this? That is like, are you joking, right? That is how he put it. So I said, okay, naturally, if it was reality, that should be a cause for joy for everybody. But how visible is that to be? Because I think the zoo government have also election on the 8th, either on the 8th or 9th of November, gubernatorial election. Now, but when you see this thing happening and somebody is preaching to the choir, week in, week out, every Saturday you gather, you continue to repeat the same thing, but you are supposed to, the people you are supposed to preach to, who has the mechanism, to help us implement it, you don't go to them. Every now and then, people are on this side, on the other side, asking for donations, that we do this, that we do that. But you cannot, there's no one person or group of person who can, it's not possible. You have to see where the power is, go to where the power is. And people who are open, willing to hear what is going on, but you don't go to them and you are preaching to the same people choir every Saturday for fundraising. That doesn't make sense. So that is the suspicion that a lot of people have. For me, to be honest with you, from the beginning to this day, to this time, my criticism has never been malicious criticism. It has always been constructive criticism. And if they don't want to do something differently, that we make our hope, our effort, the freedom of Biafrans to move forward, then the suspicion just have no choice but to rise and continue to rise. So if you are coming to tell me about election, it just looks like a child's play. But anyway, let us know, because I see that you are not all overly interested in this area, which is okay. So, but we must be able to say certain things when we see it, like for people to know. If either they hear it or they see it or somebody give it to them, for them to know that what they are supposed to do, they are not doing it. Why? I don't know. But it's important that we speak it, because like I said, there's nothing stopping them from going to. It's not a rocket science. It's not the hardest thing to do, to appeal, and you'll be able to march in to the Congress and make your case before them, especially in this time where they are looking to see who will bring facts and figure about what is going on in Nigeria, and which is centered on Biafra. At the end of the day, every other thing is decoy. All this one, they say middle bed or church, is Biafra that is the central core, because they know that these are the people that want to be free.
A very wonderful opportunity that presents itself. And people are busy gossiping. People are busy talking trash. People are busy talking nonsense. A very great opportunity that if Master Samarak was here, he is going to capitalize on this opportunity to the last. If Mazi Simon was to be around, Mazi Simon Ekpa will use this opportunity to the last bottom.
And you know, Mazi Juice, Mazi Juice, when much earlier this year.
Do you know how far Mazi Nandekano have tried to make the United States continue to speak about the genocide of
penetrate
genocide of Christians in the north?
Yeah.
Mazi Nandekano push it. They couldn't mention it. Mazi Simon Ekpa, even on some time, push it. At a point in time, there was a time Mazi Simon Ekpa used to complete 1 week. He was talking about the genocide of Christians of the north.
Yeah.
All this is where to try to see that when you talk about it, will present an opportunity for us to present our case. But
exactly.
The opportunity now presents itself by itself. Media networks are jumping into it. Media networks are jumping into it. And you are there talking rubbish. All of them are there gossiping. They are there fighting each other. They are there telling stories that doesn't make sense. You are there making people to obey you and not obey you.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah, telling people how you do ID card, you do passport, you are going to have election 4th of November. Where? How? With the zoo governors, with the power in charge of the land, how are you going to do the election? Okay, we shall see how that is going to play out. For me, it's my wish and hope that it's a reality, that is something that is workable, but I don't know how. Now, the thing is that, like earlier this year, during, because it was late last year that P and Simon Ekpa had this issue, but so when all was said and done, this current US administration came to power, it was completely done on me that this is it. That if USB, if they are genuine, as they now, because it's been declared as a nation, that if these people leading it, if they are really genuine, because I know that I just knew it, that this current US administration will never support the either incarceration of a Biafran who is preaching the freedom of his people, like the way Finland succumbed to the British blackmail. That was never going to happen. Look at what is happening now in the Congress, like I said, and even in the Senate. They are talking about it everywhere. And you tell me that under this condition, this same US administration will go and arrest or kidnap a Biafran who is leading it and say you want to send it to the same. Is it possible?
Never going to happen. Never.
Exactly. So that is rather they just want for any of them, like including like those who say they are Igbo military veterans.
They could just they are claiming veterans. Both when they say they are Igbo with whatever, Igbo World Igbo Congress, World Igbo Congress, Igbo veterans.
I don't believe them.
Biafra groups, Biafra whatever. All of them, they are all asleep, sleeping. A time they are supposed to be awake. They are sleeping.
Yeah, I never see any of them. Any of them, not even any Biafran have I seen being able to walk into the US Congress, make an appointment, and address them. But from time to time, you continue to see this.
Bishops are going there now. They go there. Pastors. They go. Is there anything?
Exactly.
Is there anything those minorities can lobby that the majority cannot lobby? What is that?
Okay. So the question
we cannot be able to do. You can imagine ordinary Southern Kaduna. How many are they? How much do they have? And they were able to lobby and get there. Why is it that we cannot do it?
So that is where the suspicion comes. Are they genuine or not? Are they just continue to do this thing? Why they are being sponsored by these politicians? You just never know. The people can be coordinating Biafra this, Biafra that, United, whatever. But in actuality, they are coordinating. They are working with the politicians. That I don't rule out anything, because until show me that you are doing the right thing, like all this while, there are people. It doesn't have to necessarily be the Dr. Ngozi Orabeze. It could be anybody from there who, because for example, if you don't want to be the face of everything, there are young and dynamic individuals, young and old, whatever it is, go to the Congress and explain our situation to them. But none of them does that. None of them. How are you going to actualize the Biafra? Tell me how. You cannot do it online. You have to be able to get to the heart of people who has the power to make the difference. Like I said, this is how South Sudan. People are saying, "Oh, but South Sudan is in chaos. It's in this, it's that." It's normal. What the fuck? What the heck? It's normal. Nations, they've been in war for freedom for many decades. You think that when they get the freedom, it's just gonna be so quickly and so easily butter and bread? No. Even a developed country, a civilized country like Finland, when they fought after many years of war against Russia to get independence, after they got independence, they were also in a disarray, fighting against each other. But at some point, they will get it together. That's what happens. So South Sudan, even if South Sudan is in chaos today, it's not going to remain like that. It's just a matter of time before they will, then they will get it right. But at least they are free.
We are the first person. Finland was also in chaos at the point in time. America was also in chaos at the point in time.
Is that?
Every one of them was in chaos at the point in time.
So that's my point. No, because there are people who are making reference that why you want to break away from Nigeria, Biafra want to go out of Nigeria, that after they will start fighting among themselves. So what? So then what? It doesn't matter. Many nations go through it's a phase. It's a phase that people go through, but at the end, the dust will be cleared. When the dust is cleared, people will now know that, this is what we have to do to get to us. So that's just the reference I'm making, because I will see Finland, a grown, sophisticated nation, they went through the same phase. And they're making reference with Sudan, South Sudan, forgetting that others went through the same phase. So obviously, the thing is that it just continued to make me wonder if these people, that is the word, genuine. Are they really genuine, or they're just playing on our head with every weekend, every Saturday, fundraising, this, that, whatever? Because you have to show me something. If you're not showing me something, again, I'm not making a conclusive decision or accusation, but I'm just stating the facts. Because the fact is that you must be able to. I've seen in that USB that there are lots of people of high intellect who can go to the Congress and lay down our case, our plight, what we are going through, the genocide, everything that is going on. Nobody is doing it. So that is really, really the dilemma. That is the dilemma there, my brother. Audio.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for your very analytic stand of view, and everyone that is watching also on this program. We have said it time and time again, in this platform, we are not coming here to attack anybody, no man, no group, no individual. We are here to ask critical questions. We are here to ask critical questions. This is an independent platform where we say things so that people who are concerned, either they hear us and answer the question, or they trace their step or make amends where there are problems. There is no point. That is why when we speak here, we are not calling names. We don't call people's name. It's involve every one of us as Biafra. We are equal stakeholders. And when somebody is concerned and the person made a speech, it's left for you to come across that speech and you respond accordingly. It is not critical questions. It's not. Yeah. It's not calling say this one is a terrorist, or this one is Sabo. This is a terrorist. This man is a Sabo. This one is a betrayer. That is absolute nonsense and rubbish. We come to a platform.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that.
If there's a question you have, you put out those questions critically without insulting anybody. It's left for those to look into it, because you are not talking to human beings, not animals. You people with your mouth, you say Biafrans are intelligent. And we have so many intelligent people. We have some of us that are empty brain. Some of us, just because of friendship, because of recharge card, because of group, you no longer use your brain. You throw your brain to the dustbin. Just the same thing Nigeria is doing. We now want to become a Nigeria that when they begin to defend their party, even when they know that the party is not performing well, just like seeing somebody defending Tinubu or somebody defending Buhari, just because of one interest or the other. It is time we begin to ask questions. When things are not clear and doesn't make sense, there are certain things that doesn't make sense at all. There are certain things that doesn't make sense. We are human. We know every one of us here, even if you are not that educated. If you go now and tap the role of a government, what government should do, the role of a government, what they can do, the capacity of a government, and what they stand, what they can, you can see it stated out there. So that when somebody begins to tell you something that is against that doesn't add up, you ask questions. But some of us today, we are so impatient, and it's part of you can't even allow people to express themselves. The best thing, the next thing you say, calling somebody a Sabona is just that one doesn't move anybody anymore. We're not using that as national anthem. It doesn't move anybody. If you are in this struggle, they never call you Sabo. You never start now. You've not started. Mazen Nandekan was called Sabo. Simon Epa was the highest Sabo they know. So which name you won't call somebody now? We say the person will go they move. Before you know it, some of them will go to the extreme to begin to call you a terrorist, even though they are fighting the same thing you are fighting for. The same thing you are fighting for is what I'm fighting for, and you are calling me a terrorist. It's utter madness. And my worry is mostly those people who are on the media, and this is our media. Many people who are in media today know nothing about media. They know nothing about media. The PR we are supposed to be doing is for Biafra. You represent Biafra, present it to the world as a remedy. How are you presenting it? When somebody look at your program, how can that person see Biafra? How do they see Biafra? After somebody watch your program, watch what you are saying online, what you are doing, how would that person be seeing a Biafran citizen? These people, what they call themselves Biafra, how are you representing them? Some of us are not concerned about that. They're just concerned you want to score a point. You want to win an argument, but losing a war. There is a war before you. You left that war you want to fight. You want to win an argument, and you left the war. That is what we are doing today. That is what many of us do. For how many months now? We are fighting, winning an argument, left the war, and the war, we are losing it. My brother Christian, please go ahead so that we can round up. It's an evening program. So.
For me, the thing is that it's part of freedom of speech, because I'm a believer. I am a strong believer in freedom of speech. I don't bring any malicious, should I say, criticism. No, but constructive one. What you should be doing. So, if you are genuine, then you should be able to look into it.
My brother Christian, my brother Christian, hold on. My God, so there is just like my brother SO. My brother SO, he's always with us on this platform. There is something he wrote now in response to the question you asked. And when you read that, I begin to wonder. Look at what my brother SO wrote here. Brother SO wrote, he said, USB election in November is something that shows that the government is serious. Going to the Congress is not so simple. Otherwise, Nnamdi Kanu would have been there. And I'm asking you, SO, conducting an election in Nigeria and going to Congress, which one is harder?
Exactly.
My brother SO, can you tell me, I'm not talking about mouth-to-mouth election. When you talk about, sometimes you come and you say, we have a government. Conducting election in Nigeria of today, that you are not even in control of a village. You are not even in control of any community. Conducting an election in Nigeria today and going to the Congress, which one is more difficult? I want you to answer, my brother SO.
Okay. When you are not in charge of even a local government,
can you just
how do you do that?
Question? Just answer me that question. Conducting an election in Nigeria of today that is in charge of your land, even the area that we control, they've taken it. Conducting an election in Nigeria today and going to U.S. Congress, which one is cheaper? U.S. Congress that even Southern Kaduna has gone it. How many are Southern Kaduna? How many are there? The population. What do they have? in money, in population, in strength, in
and
knowledge,
that's where the
in
power
wisdom.
is.
Do they pass us?
And that's where the power is.
Which of them is among these two? Which one is easier? So when people are asking certain questions, there are reasons such questions are being asked, and those questions need a critical answer.
Yeah.
You answer it without sentiment. You ask and answer without sentiment. Forget about sentiment. It is not meant to denigrate anybody or to attack anybody. We are talking about reality here. We talk about reality. There is so many reasons I don't want to go into that very topic. Most of the time when I come here, when Christian talk about certain thing, I will skip it and say, no, I don't want to go there. I know why I don't want to go there. I don't want to be an instrument, or somebody will say, okay, because and like those of them who are looking for something to use as a topic. I don't want somebody to go and cut my video and take it as a program. And you begin to use it to castigate another person. I don't want it. I can never give you that instrument, that content, to use my content to castigate anybody. You can't use it. I don't want to grant that. I won't give them that privilege to use my content and say, because I didn't say they will go and add their own salt and pepper. That is why I don't want to speak about certain issues. But there are certain questions we need to ask on our own intelligently, without grudges. No matter, without grudges, without anger, no matter the differences, just no matter how you love it, even if it's my father, my parents, I challenge them when they do certain things. Like when I travel, go home. I just like as when I travel in those days, when I go back to Nigeria, you travel back to Biafra land, and you tell me, don't go to these people. If you are going, make sure you don't go to this family. Why wouldn't I go to that family? You don't just tell me, don't go there and don't go there. You will give, my parents will give me a reason. They don't tell me, oh, this guy, he used to be your friend before, but now don't allow this, don't associate with him. You don't just tell me like that and you have to explain to me. And if you explain, your explanation is not genuine, it's not clear to me, I will give you the reason why I must continue to go. Even though it's my parents, I will tell them, look at my own reason, and this is why I must continue to go and associate with those people. So it's left for them to look at it. When they look at it, at the end of the day, they might see that my reason is genuine. And at the end of the day, I win them over. And the problem is over. But if I say, okay, because this person is quarreling with my father, and for that, my father said I should not go there, I will not go there again. You are not doing yourself good. You are not doing yourself good. Because even when the battle will come, the battle might come when your father is not even there anymore to wage the war with you. Then it becomes a battle that you fight alone. Then you understand what it means to make peace. The Biafra of today, that the people, we have made it to become a cat and rat. It's about who speaks and his own word is taken, who is acting and who is commanding, and who is every party, different party, group A, group C, group D, group D. I'm not interested in that. I talk about issue of Biafra, genuine issue of Biafra. Anyone that is not clear to me, I speak about it. Mostly I focus on the enemies of Biafra that you and I know. We know them. I focus on them. My brother Christian, please give us your closing remark. Let's round up this case. It's 2 hours. It's very late here.
Okay, Brachus. Well, by the grace of God, hopefully the network will be even better forward. So like I said, for me personally, those attacking USB or Ngozi, they've not given me any convincing argument to believe them. Because for me, I have my own independent mind, okay? I don't get persuaded. I don't get easily, I don't do follow, sort of. I use my own head, right? So obviously, all the accusations they've thrown out, they are all mere accusation with no substance, absolutely no substance to it. Therefore, I discredit them. I don't buy it. And at the same time, we should be able to, in the condition of free speech, atmosphere. Like I said, I believe in free speech. Therefore, if the government, if they are doing something, people should be able to speak. People should to be able to criticize and give advice or provide solution where it's needed. Whether they take it or not is a different given right. So for me, this is the point where I stand. as a believer, free speech absolutist, we must be able to speak and say that do this, do that, it will help. So there's nothing that, again, like I said, there's nothing malicious about it. But I believe that we must continue. We just must continue. And Brother Chooks, again, like I said, I continue to thank you for your resiliency, because we need it. God has just given us the opportunity in this time frame. That is the word I've been using since early this year. The time frame there's this golden opportunity. We can not only rely on our own strength. It doesn't work. We have to be able to liaise with people all over the world, especially those ones that have the power to make a difference, because the zoo is feeling it. So you must be able to speak with them. But it is what it is, bro. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again by the grace of God.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Christian. I appreciate you for your support and your contributions. We must continue. The quest for Biafra is the quest that lies on everybody. Every one of us want freedom. We want to go home. But we must have to do what we have to do and pursue it in unity and in love. Hatred is not going to give you Biafra. Calling your brother or your sister a terrorist cannot give you Biafra. Fighting each other will not give you Biafra. We just have to be serious and focus on what needs to be done and do it. When people speak their own mind and say their word and their direction, if you're not okay with it, there are many places, many platforms that are speaking that you can go there and listen where you are comfortable with. It will not do you any good arguing with somebody or insulting somebody. It doesn't pay any good. When people write things here on comments, I read all the comments and I follow up. When you write a comment, I see the comment is something that promotes Biafra. I put it forward. I throw it. I'm not here to attack anybody or anybody. I have made my platform that is a platform that is not meant to attack. And that is why I stand the way. The platform you see here, I built it myself. This is not my first platform. I have lost many platforms in the name of Biafra. I have been in this message of Biafra for more than a decade. Most time I build my platform, they take it down. I build it, they take it down, I build again. For more than a decade. I've been here. Even while Mazen Nanikan was here. Not because of anybody or because of any person. Nobody appointed me and nobody paid me or nobody do anything, and nobody directs me on what to say and what not to say. All I say is one thing that is correct, anything that is correct. You say it, I push it out. And even if you have a different opinion from what myself I believe, I don't have a problem with you. You can equally come to my platform, you click the link and you come in and you make your own point. We sort it out. As we are talking, other people are going to be learning. Even you that is talking, maybe after talking, you go back and rewatch it again. At the end of the day, you might get a point, you learn something, or me, myself, I can go and learn something at last. So it is not a do or die affair. This is providing solution. We are not dumb. Biafrans are not dumb. They are very intelligent people. And when things are not clear, they ask questions. It is your duty to respond. No, but it's even Mazen Nandekano in his life program. There was a program Mazen Nandekano had. A guy entered there and told him that all the thing you are doing is nonsense, that you're wasting your time. Somebody challenged Mazen Nandekano, a Biafran. Say, why are you confusing? And Mazen Nandekano never fought him. The only thing Mazen Nandekano did in that program, Mazen Nandekano asked him, what is your name? He called his Igbo name. Mazen Nandekano asked him, where do you live? Mazen Nandekano said, have you eaten? He said he has eaten. Have you taken a shower this morning? He asked him, have you taken a shower this morning? Yeah, of course. He took a shower. It's okay. If you have eaten, I hope you are okay with that food yet. But all the same, go and watch this program again from the beginning. And next time, I don't know if you really want me to explain to you or you want to come back next time. The guy said, no, there's nothing to explain. I've heard all your preaching. Mazen Nandekano asked me, okay, you have all my preaching. Which one did he hear? And the guy opened his mouth to begin to talk. Mazen Nandekano now used the things he was saying to educate him. And before that guy left there, he left there in the sense that, oh, let's if it is the way you explain it, but the way you are talking before is not the way I did. And if it is the way you said it now, it can be understandable. You see, that person having won, even though he never accepted in that program. So it is not, it's not, you don't just come and think that people will just fold their hand. Even as Simon Epa, many people have challenged him on live program, face to face. Biafrans, they challenge him. So when you people come and make this thing as if maybe when somebody have another argument, just make sure you have a superior argument. Even if as I'm here, if you bring up a superior argument, I will have no choice. After much talk and talk and talk, even if I don't agree with you, I will go back and rewatch. I rewatch my program. It's not just me talking, I rewatch. That is why I cut it bit by bit. After I still cut it bit by bit and share. So for those who cannot be able to stomach correction or stomach maybe suggestion, you want it to be the way you say that you are an expert that doesn't make a mistake. Sorry. You'll not be comfortable here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Massachusetts, yeah, that like that brother who wrote that thing, you must ask yourself, why is these pastors or bishops from Middle Belt or whatever, why are they running to the Congress, finding a way to go to the Congress? Why are they not going to the Chinese People's House or whatever? Why are they not going to Russian this thing or Duma? Or why? Because that is where the power is. The mere word that comes out from there, just word, not action, just word, make people to buckle up, sit up tight. So it's very important, because the guy is saying that which is more important, going to the Congress or conducting an election. How do you conduct an election when you are not in charge of the land? When your opponents, your enemies are the one running the show there. Now, again, because my wish, heaven knows, my wish is that the whole thing goes well, that we're able to take charge and have election. November is around the corner. So we come here and give praise, give thanks to where thanks is due. That is my position. That is how I roll myself. But my point is, we give this word, we push it out in the form of advice, in form of solution, because I know I've lived through stuff. I know that through this way that the line will shine, especially with now that the focus, the torchlight is on the zoo, and the zoo is trying to cover it up, to water it down, to make it look as if it's just a normal farmer said that it's just a normal, it is not. We know that the effort is primarily against Biafran and Christians. Nnamdi Kanu has also said it, that when we have our freedom Biafra, Christians can come in, they are welcome to come and live their life, develop their life, contribute their quota peacefully. But we know that the other side, for them, it's all about conquer. For them, it's all about imposition. For them, it's all about wiping away your tradition, your culture, your belief system, and impose upon you their own idea. That is what it's all about, unquestionably. That is what it's all about. So, that is the situation, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let me respond to my brother S.O. The reason I always like to respond to him is that he's a very responsible. Most of the time, he always make a responsible comment, even when we disagree. In so many cases, I disagree with him. In so many cases, he disagree with me. But he respectfully respond and write whatever he wants to write, which is the right thing to do. So that's why each time I see his message, anytime he comes on the platform, once he makes a writing, if I see it, it's one that captures my mind or captures that audience need to see, I push it out there. We don't agree in so many things, and we agree in so many things also. Just like he said here, he said, I appreciate your independent view, but let's give the USB government a chance. There is nobody is fighting USB government here. We are not here fighting USB government. If you understand it in the way that we are fighting, we are not fighting. We are just providing. We are just discussing on issues. It happens in everywhere when government put in place a policy. If that policy is not clear and you look at it as a person, it is not achievable. You have the right to comment about it. That this thing you're talking about,
people will make suggestions.
Is not achievable. It doesn't mean attack. That's not like the person attacking. The only thing that if you feel is achievable, somebody who understands that policy very well can come up and defend that policy and explain it. You can come up and defend it and explain it to those who don't understand. It is not an attack. Just like when I was the other day that my brother Christian went on a direction that was making, he was trying to tell me, say something on my platform. He said that he wanted me to respond to certain issues. And I said, I'm not going to respond. And he was pushing. At the end of the day, I said my platform is for everybody to air their opinion. And I'm not against anybody. I am not against the USB. And he made example of telling me that what if the Briggy people come here to talk? Will I allow them to talk? And I responded to him. I say, if they come here to talk about donating money for them, they have to give me a reason why I have to allow them. Because that's for me. The organization that I know that is qualified to go to that direction today is the USB, which Mazi Simon Ekpa was the one that prophesied and said that spoke about it, laid the foundation. The foundation, the USB I'm talking about, Mazi Simon Ekpa was the person that put it in place. So each time I'm talking about it, I know what I'm talking about. So if there is, that was just like when I told my Christian, when he told me that I hope I'm supporting so person, I say, I hope it is that USB that I'm talking about.
But so is it the same?
It's not against fighting. We are not fighting against anybody or disagreeing. And he went ahead to say that freedom fighting is never easy, but you have to take the bull by the. You say freedom fighting is not easy, but you have to take the bull sometimes without depending on America. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. You can do it without America, but I tell you, there are still some players that you cannot avoid. There was a program that Master America made. He said, if you have listened to the Master, that's why I don't know how we listened. Master, one of his programs, he was talking about actualization of Biafra. And what he was saying in that program, he went ahead to say that the Biafrans are still going to try to protect the interests of the West. That is their own interest. That is, you cannot run away from that. In that position of Biafra, that their own interest will also be protected.
Yeah.
And in some cases, there are major actors that you cannot avoid. You cannot avoid them.
Yeah.
Biafra cannot operate as an island. No matter it's going to be hard and slow for us to achieve that, but we have to keep on making effort. That is the consistency. We have to be consistent. You go, they reject you, you go back again. And I'm saying, why is it that other people can do that and we can't do it? I'm much concerned because of the direction we are going. We are not doing what we are supposed to do. Every one of us, more especially in the media. In the media, I hate the media war that is going on. I hate it. I don't like to see it. It is very dirty. It is not presenting us to the world as people who really want to be free. The media, the way our media is conducting themselves, is not presenting us as people who really know what they want. It is sad, but that is what we have. It is sad. Okay, go ahead. Give us your last one. We are rounding up. It's 2 hours already.
Well, let me just quickly make this down. I will log out. First of all, is it the same guy that wrote that going to Congress if it's more important than country? Is that the same guy, the ESO guy? Well, so it's understanding. So, but then, there's one thing I'm not sure if I probably have said it in the past. It is giving what we are up against and given what I know, the situation that we are forced into in the zoo. If I have to make compromise, I will. If it's in my hand to compromise certain things to get the support from the US government, even if it means, because when you have the freedom, then the compromise in future, it's time to come, you'll be able to make amends, you'll be able to adjust. But then you would have at least settled down, have on the ground. Freely, just like the other guy was saying, that's
Oh, we lost Christian. We can't hear him anymore. I think he's having a network problem now. We can't hear Christian anymore. We can't hear him. Bro Christian, we can't hear you anymore. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Bro Christian. I think we lost our brother Christian. We lost his voice. We cannot hear him anymore. We can't hear him anymore. I don't know what is happening. So, my fellow Biafrans, any one of you who have joined us here, I appreciate everyone that have been able to join us on this very evening program. It's a heated one. It almost took me to the direction I don't want to. There are certain topic I don't want to treat because I know it is going to cause chaos. I am running away from so many issues and so many topics, not because I don't know what to say, not because I don't have my opinion, but I keep my opinion to myself, and sometimes I discuss it privately with people. I don't want to make it, I don't want to create a situation where people will use my word to begin to attack somebody. You say, oh, this person said this, you use it, they will begin to play my program. I don't want to give them that content they want. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not ready to do that. What I'm interested is a unified force to fight for Biafra and get it. Whatever you know you have, listen to others, put it together, bring your own, I bring my own, we harmonize it, and we go for the war. That is where I'm focused, fighting the war that is before us, not fighting ourselves. Not on your camera and you call your brother a terrorist, you on your camera you call your sister a terrorist. Meanwhile, you tell me you are fighting for Biafra. I don't know the kind of Biafra you are fighting for and what you tend to achieve. So I hope that every one of us that is on this program today will understand and continue to do what you're supposed to do. Whatever you know, anytime you have your superior argument, you must not agree with everything I say. Listen, you must not agree with everything I say. You have the right to disagree. If you have the opportunity, if you can be able to click and come in and argue out your point, it is allowed. If you have the opportunity, you have seen us most of the time. People come here, we disagree, we fire on and fire, and by the end of the day, we still come back again and we continue to talk. Most of the time, when the platform is heated, you think we're not going to come back again. Most of the time, many people that come here on this platform to speak, I disagree with them. We disagree. Later on, we agree. Even my brother Christian, there are sometimes I disagree with him, but at some points we agree. That doesn't make us enemy. When we disagree, it doesn't make us enemy. That doesn't make me a saboteur. It doesn't make him a saboteur. The most important thing, we are pursuing one thing, and in that pursuit of one thing, we will have different views and different points of views. But at the end of the day, we harmonize these points. We harmonize it. It is better we harmonize it, and then we forge ahead and do things. You don't just call people name because they didn't say it, they didn't use the language you want them to use. Because I didn't say the thing the way you want me to say it, so that you can jump over and be happy. Because of that, it becomes a problem. No. That's not the way things work. Don't see things only from your own side. See things also from other people's perspectives. At the end of the day, everybody will go back home, look at it critically, think about it again. Maybe when you come back the next time, you have a different point altogether. Biafra is very important to all of us, including the politicians. If you don't know, some of you don't know that these politicians, they want freedom also. These politicians you see, they want Biafra even more than you. The only fear they have is that if this Biafra come and it didn't come through them, they will not have any position. They will not enjoy all the bowing. People are bowing for them. Nobody's going to bow for them. The equal right in Biafra is what is scaring them. It's not that they don't want freedom. You think they are enjoying in Nigeria? They are not enjoying anything. Nigeria is frustrating them more than you. Look at them going in and out of jail. Another politician will commit a crime. He do not go to jail, but the southern politician will commit a crime. He go to jail. You think they don't see those things? They want freedom too. But the same thing that is worrying us in this Biafra is the same thing that is worrying them. Everybody have to throw away their fears. Throw away your fears, your ignorance, your hatred, your envy, jealousy, pride. Throw it to the dustbin and let us go for our freedom and get it. I pray that Chukwu Abiyama will guide and protect every one of us. I thank you all for paying attention, those who have listened with a clean heart and pure heart. Those who have been able, who came here to acquire knowledge, to acquire information, those who came here genuinely to listen. I appreciate every one of you. And those who have come to look at where they're going to attack or something they are going to cut to do their program. You're also well done, but I bet you're going to be disappointed at the end of the day. May you and protect every Biafran, more especially people in Biafra. Remember, tomorrow is Monday, sit at home. Remember, Monday, sit at home. It is a must. There is no going back. Monday, sit at home. Wherever you are in Biafra land, don't forget it. Tomorrow is Monday, sit at home. If there is no other time, it is now. Remember, Mazen Nandekano have not yet taken his medications. He has not been allowed to go for the test he requested for. They have not allowed him to get treatment. He's not getting treatment anymore. Mazen Nandekano is still languishing in detention, even in his bad health. So if there is any other time we need this sit at home, it is now. We need sit at home now more than ever. We need it now more than ever. So wherever you are in Biafra land, please, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Kabia, join the sit at home. Nobody is forcing you. Nobody is coming to enforce it. It is the right thing to do. That is why you will do it. We don't have a voice. We cannot protest. You have seen it. We can protest. No governor is going to speak on our behalf. No politician is going to stand for us. We are going to speak for ourselves. So because of that, wherever you are, don't forget. Do not forget. Don't say you are not told. Do not forget to make sure you participate in the sit at home that is going to come up tomorrow. It is mandatory. My fellow Biafrans, on our closing day now, I've said it, religion was meant to save man. Finally, I want you to hear it. Religion was meant to save man, not to enslave man. Religion was meant to save man, not to enslave man. When religion becomes a weapon, it ceases to be divine. Everyone that is hearing this very message, take this word to heart. If there is nothing you have learned on this message today, take this word to heart. Remember what we preached today, the title of our message. I hope you don't forget it. I hope you still remember the title of the message of today. Before I end off on this very closing remark, I remind you of the title again. The title of the message of today says, The Bloody Faith. How religion became a tool of oppression against Christians and Biafrans. The bloody faith. How religion become a tool of oppression against Christians and Biafrans. This was the topic we discussed today on our Sunday devotion. Sunday sermon. We can call it Sunday sermon. We can call it Sunday devotion. This is what we discuss. That is the topic we discuss. The bloody faith, how religion became a tool of oppression against Christians and Biafrans. So if you didn't start with us, you can go back and watch it and get the points. You get the points. So religion was meant to save man, not to enslave man. When religion becomes a weapon, it ceases to be divine. The time has come for every child of light to rise and say, enough. We will no longer die in silence. We will no longer live under spiritual terrorism. We will stand for truth, for freedom, and for Biafra, because God is on the side of the oppressed. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every one of you that participated on this program, and may Chukwu Okike guide and protect our leaders, Mazen Nandekano and Mazen Simon Eba. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I hope to see you in tomorrow morning's program. Come with your questions. Come with your genuine questions. Come with your critical arguments. You are all welcome. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow morning.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, oh, now go with the go so. Herdsmen, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It is very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.